We've said before that as much as the government likes to talk about um, getting a deal, and very particular, they are very, very keen to get what they call the Canada free sort for the what's known as like the CETA agreement, the Canada and Europe agreement that they had. There is one thing that is very, very clear. First things first, we're not Canada. We're not on the other side of the globe. We are an economy that is basically sitting on their doorstep. So we're not Canada. So we can't very well at least ask for the same stuff. But one thing is very clear is that the government, as much as it wants a Canada-style agreement, it is asking for significantly more than what is actually in the Canada agreement. This is why you saw just last week one of the people from the EU stand up and say the British are once again engaging in cakeism, which is where they're trying to get access for being in like the single market and having access to our market, but not wanting any of the responsibilities for it. And the EU have been clear from day one, which is why it surprises me that the government is so surprised. Because when someone says very clearly, we're not going to allow you to break the integrity of our single market just for you, they somehow are shocked that even though the EU has said this from day one, that they've actually stuck to their guns and said what they mean. Shock horror. But this just adds to the yet more entitled British attitude that they are asking for more than they claim to be actually wanting. And what are they asking for? Well, let's get into this. This comes from The Guardian. And the UK presses for use of faster passport gates at EU airports post-Brexit. So Boris Johnson has clashed with Brussels over an 11th hour attempt to save British passport holders from hours of delay at European airports at the end of the year. The government is seeking to continue to use by UK nationals of the automatic e-gates used by EU nationals at airports and Eurostar terminals. Now, why are they pushing for this? Well, one of the big key, I'd say, indicators that we have left the EU, and really pain points for many people, will be that extra hours waiting time at the airport. Look, at the moment, because we're still in it, you can go to any European country, provided, they're on, you can get there safely. So pretend it's 2019 and this works perfectly. But you can go to like Belgium, whatever country, bang, passport scanned, away you go. No delay, you pick up your bags, away you go. However, if you're not, you then end up in a line. And you can wait at least sometimes up to an hour, if not more. And this is going to have a massive effect, especially on the middle class in the country, and especially the upper class. And many Brexit voters are in the middle class. So as soon as they encounter this pain, they're going to start wondering, was it actually worth leaving the European Union? And then if that gets them thinking on that, they then might start to look into other things. And the Brexiteers don't really want the Brexit supporters looking into facts. Was it actually worth leaving the EU? Here's a hint, it really wasn't. But you can see why they're trying to desperate to try and get this. So anyway, it continues. The move is seen by the European Commission as an attempt to keep Britons in the faster lanes rather than having to queue up with the rest of the world at the end of the transition period, which is what we just said. Studies suggest that the loss of access to the automatic gates and the need for extra passport checks could delay Britons by an extra hour as they move through some of the busiest of Europe's airports. This issue has been raised in the ongoing trade and security negotiations, and the government has made contact with a number of member states in attempt to retain the access to the e-gates. The Commission is adamant that giving the UK nationals such a right would breach EU law. The Schengen Border Code is restrictive on this, says one internal EU document seen by The Guardian. It is understood that the Commission called in representatives of each member state for the presentation on treating UK nationals at the Schengen borders, after the issue was raised by the British negotiating team. At a meeting on the 12th of October, it was asked whether e-gates should be open to UK nationals carrying biometric passports. The Commission responded, no, EU law currently reserves the use of e-gates to holders of EU, EEA and CH passports. CH is the country code for Switzerland, Iceland, Liechtenstein and Norway, and are in the European Economic Area but not in the EU. A senior EU diplomat said, having grown up in Brussels, Boris Johnson values the ability to travel freely to the continent. So it is perfectly apt that the UK is now asking the UK to change its own laws to accommodate London on something it always had. We are probably in for another rerun of the EU is being unfair. We're only asking for a Canada-style deal. They aren't. And we've said that before. The UK allows citizens of Australia, Canada, Japan, New Zealand, the US, Singapore and South Korea to use biometric passports to travel through automatic gates on the arrival. The government has said in a paper on the UK's post-border operating model that it will ensure that EU, EEA and Swiss citizens may continue to use our e-passport gates and the existing queuing arrangements. But in a sign that the EU insistence on the issue could lead to a tit-for-tat restriction on European travellers, the paper reviews that this will be kept under review. The Commission has advised the Member States that the e-gates could not be used where a UK national is exiting its territory, but not on entry. The Member States would have to have a national entry-exit system, and the passport of the British national would need to be stamped, reducing the benefits of the use of the automated border control. Officials at one of Europe's biggest airports, Schiphol in Amsterdam, throughout roughly 5 million people travel from the UK each year, expect British travellers to face considerable delays. As it stands, Britons spend on average about 25 seconds at passport control in Schiphol. It is estimated that this will increase to 40 to 45 seconds next year due to the need for additional document checks. With each person taking longer to get through passport control, it could take between 50 minutes and an hour more for passengers on a busy flight to get through the system. It is understood that EU capitals have been informed that it may be possible for UK nationals to use e-gates at some point in 2022 should a new IT project registering entry and exit be rolled out by the EU in its current schedule. The system introduction, though, has already been delayed by 2 years. So this is exactly the situation I said that the Remain campaign should be running. One of the most effective adverts they could have run was just this advert of a line in a passport queue with, Britain and the rest of the world, and then another empty one or just someone passing through it saying, EU citizen, and with a speech bubble saying, why are we now stuck in the queue? That would have been a really effective poster and a campaign, but they didn't do it, which is really upsetting. But this will hit the middle class, especially a lot of the middle class Brexit supporters, who do very often, because they are a lot more wealthy and affluent, do travel a lot more to Europe on holidays and breaks and such likes. So the fact that they are now getting extra stuck at airports will cause in their minds this is the price we had to pay, and there is a very big possibility that they will not stand for it. So there you go. But we'll have to see and wait what happens. But this is what I've said all the time about the more people realise what they lost from the EU, the more they'll realise actually we want to be in the EU. And it's as I've always said, it will just be a gentle slide back into the European Union. So there you go. But as always, thanks for watching. Please do hit that like and share button, and if you are new, do hit that subscribe button to see more videos about British politics and Brexit. And if you would like to support the channel in a different way, there are links down below to my Patreon page, as well as a one-off donation link, should you like to support the channel in that way. And thank you to all the people that do support me in that way. Your support is very, very much appreciated. So, with that said, thanks for watching, and we'll see you all next time.